Hi everyone. I just wanted to share with you what I could see on my hike today. It was such a lovely day, and we hiked in Tex Creek and could see the Grand just as clearly. It was just so wonderful. You all would have enjoyed it. I hope you had a fabulous day in your worlds today too. So let's take a look at what we're going to be talking about this week as we conclude our getting ready for Section 1, not Chapter 1, but Section 1. So let's take a look. All right, we're just concluding Section 1, the introduction, right? And so a lot of you have had some really great things to say about Section 1, including providing narrative hooks and that how you've thought about Section 1 and what it provides for you for the beginning of your study and helping your reader to understand what your study is about and all of the other features that are involved. It's actually more than you might think, because Section 1 really sets the stage. Section 1 is where you have your study all defined, including the problem, which we've already worked on considerably, the purpose and research questions, where it was really important for you to choose which paradigm, and by that I mean qualitative or quantitative, takes you in very different directions. And for this particular course, for qualitative, we're talking about case study solely. We're not going to get too far afield of that. And for quantitative, we're pretty much going to focus on survey, descriptive survey. We're not going to do a mixed method. So when we talk about a mixed method, we're really talking about a quantitative and a qualitative study. That's two studies, really. Yes, they're blended, and yes, both serve to answer the research questions and to address the problem that we identified, remembering that the problem is evidenced in the literature review, which we are already working on in the background and will spend considerable time focusing on for our Section 2. So the purpose of doing the literature review is to get us to a gap in the literature. And once we have that gap, that's our problem. So again, if we do a quantitative and a qualitative, a mixed method study, you're really doing two studies. And that's just fine, but for your master's in this program, it isn't necessary. You can, as a matter of fact, once you have your master's, complete the rest of the study. So complete the quantitative if you did a qualitative, or complete the qualitative if you did a quantitative. So you can make that as a recommendation in your study and then move on. All right. So this week we're really going to concentrate on stepping back, we've been so focused on building our frame, our problem purpose question frame, the PPQ frame that is the foundation for our study. But right now, we're going to really step back and take a look at planning the study and what we're doing to plan it. So we're really going to take maybe a 20,000-foot view. We're going to look at the paradigms we're choosing, and then we're going to walk through what each element is of the Section 1, the introduction section, which you're handing in this week, and then we're going to take a look at Section 2, the literature review, and Section 3, the methods. So that's what we're going to find as we walk through our frame for planning our research. This week, for the resources, let's just take a look. Developing your research proposal So, which is what we're about. That's the final piece. That's the end of our really the course. That's our final deliverable. And you'll notice that it's weighted very heavily in this course. All of the other pieces are weighted at about 5 points. The proposal, on the other hand, is weighted at 25 points. I want you to also notice that you have multiple times to address and readdress the various components of your work, and particularly with problem, purpose, and research question, you can improve your points with each time you hand it in. So each piece is handed in twice. Well, the problem, purpose, and question 3 times because you've already handed those in. But section 1, the introduction, you'll hand in this week, and then you will also add that to your proposal, which you will hand in at the end of the course. The same will be true for sections 2 and 3, as well as your instrument. All of those pieces will be wrapped up together in your proposal at the end. And so you can improve your score by how well you improve the pieces that you hand in earlier. Okay then. So let's also take a look at our example research proposals. I hope that you take a look at these, particularly in the area that you're going to conduct or plan for your proposal. So if you're going to do a needs analysis, or if you're going to do a case study, if you're going to do, and probably none of us are going to do phenomenology, if another case study and another survey. So this is a survey and this is a survey. This is a case study and this is a case study. So take a look, and hopefully they will help you in the design of your own study. All right. This week also we have an open forum where you are invited. This is not mandatory and this isn't necessary for discussion. This is an opportunity for you to share your section 1 and for you to see what others have done with their sections 1. So when you post your section 1, then go ahead and also post it here if you feel inclined and willing to share with your others. And by the way, this won't be in groups. This will be open for everyone to be able to see all of the introductions. And then of course we have our where we're going to have, we've got our committee discussion, which is in groups, and then we have our section 1 introduction submittal portal. And so here's where you will actually submit your section 1. All right, let's take a look real briefly at our framework for this week. So there's a lot here, and again, remember we're taking a 20,000 foot view. We're stepping back, we're looking at the qualitative and quantitative designs, and then we're looking at what's in the proposal. We already know this, but we're just going to take a look once again to be sure as we plan our final project. The proposal is the final project. So what's in it? Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3. Then we take a look at the timeline for conducting a master's level research study. So take a look at this and notice that 2 weeks before the end of the semester, in the semester in which you plan your orals, that's your drop dead date, 2 weeks before. So for some of you, that's actually going to be this semester. And so 2 weeks before the end of the semester is when you defend. That means that before that, you have to have provided anything you're going to provide to your committee. All right. So let's then take a look at the final piece. These are a set of questions that I want you to ask yourself as you go through. As you answer these questions, these will help you with crafting your introduction. And that should get us ready for submitting our introduction, which is due at the end of this week, actually a week from today. All right, we are really making progress here and really moving forward. I look forward to your introductions. And with that, let's rock and roll. I will see you in the forum.